Okay. Fahim, can you please let the people in for the meeting? Because I...
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah? Oh, okay,
Yes.
thank you so much. So I will now take care of the other stuff, yeah? You take over, please. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Nisreen Khalil. I'm the representative of BVMW and owner of MENA Business Consultancy Services. It's my pleasure to have you join us as we explore the incredible opportunities at World Advanced Manufacturing Saudi 2026. WAM Saudi, World Advanced Manufacturing Saudi 2026, is the kingdom's premier industrial trade fair designed to accelerate Saudi Arabia's transformation into a global manufacturing and logistics powerhouse. As part of the country's ambitious Vision 2030, the event is in alignment with Saudi Arabia's plans to invest over $1 trillion into industrial infrastructure, technological advancements, and economic diversification. The kingdom is also plans to open 25,000 new factories until 2035. This is where groundbreaking innovations meet, bringing together the brightest minds, cutting-edge technologies, and transformative solutions from around the world. WAM Saudi 2026 serves as a strategic platform that drives the future of industry, not just in Saudi Arabia, but across the wider GCC region. Today, we'll focus on the Grow SME Pavilion, highlighting the crucial role of small and medium-sized enterprises that play in shaping the industrial future of Saudi Arabia. We'll also discuss the WAM Saudi program, the Grow SME delegation and exhibition package, and the financial services available to support your export to the kingdom. It's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed speakers for today's session. Mr. Tamer Nahas, he is Partnership Director at Dubai World Trade Center. Mr. Rakan Al-Garawi, he is Associate International Office Director at the Ministry of Investment, Saudi Arabia. And Mr. Eckhard Kreuzburg, he is co-founder and member of the executive board at Frankfurt International Bank AG. We are excited to have you with us, and we look forward to sharing valuable insights on how you can get involved and make the most of the opportunities at WAM Saudi 2026. So let's get started with Tamer. Tamer, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nasreen, for the illustrious introduction. Can you just nod your head if you can see the screen being shared with you? Everyone can see it? Okay, great, thank you. So to give you a little bit more introduction of myself, I'm speaking to you from Dubai World Trade Center. It's a Dubai government affiliated organization. If any of you have visited any or participated in any major trade shows in Dubai, it would have happened downstairs in our premises. We, in addition to hosting major trade shows, we organize some of the government's events. We're involved in the Dubai Expo 2020, COP28, and so forth. But also, in addition to this, we organize our own events. Some of the world's biggest trade shows, for example, GITEX, which is now in its 45th year. It's the world's biggest tech show that hosts over 9,000 exhibitors, over 250,000 visitors throughout the period of 5 days during the duration of the event. So now we are bringing GITEX version to Riyadh in February next year, inshallah. And this is done in partnership with the Saudi Authority for Industrial Cities and Technology Zones. It's a long name. Luckily, in Saudi, they are also known as MODON, M-O-D-O-N. So I'll be referring to this authority going forward in today's discussion as MODON. So this is done in partnership with MODON, as Nisreen rightly mentioned earlier, to support the acceleration of the adaptation of advanced technologies and modernization of the manufacturing sector in Saudi Arabia, as well as the upgrade and the modernization of the logistics infrastructure as well. This is to support the 2030 vision and opening of these 25,000 new factories that are coming up in Saudi Arabia. So in this capacity, we are bringing the global ecosystem not necessarily only solution providers. I'll talk to you about who are the stakeholders that we're hosting in Saudi Arabia to engage with the Saudi counterparts at this event. So as I mentioned, we at the Dubai World Trade Center, as a Dubai government affiliated organization, we leverage our global network of key stakeholders in public and private sector that we engage at our events. So in this capacity, we're replicating the models that we do at all of our events, similarly at WAM Saudi, by engaging the major enterprises, the SMEs, the startups, the investors, but also the regulators, the policymakers, the academia, research and development hubs, the technology park, industry associations, to name a few. The whole point is to bring the entire value chain in the manufacturing and logistics sector and in digital sectors as well to Saudi Arabia to engage with the Saudi counterpart. Needless to say, with governments as well to foster bilateral or with the Saudi Ministry of Industry, Saudi Authority for Industrial City, Ministry of Investments as well, and amongst the other government entities as well. On the other hand, it hosts the Saudi delegation. It will not be as big as JITEX. It's not going to be in hundreds of thousands. I can tell you that from now, because it is a curated event. So in this capacity, it is really for the manufacturers and the logistics leadership that will be invited to this event. We were looking, you can anticipate numbers of 20,000 visitors coming to this event. The profile of those visitors are divided into three tiers. Tier one are the C-level executives, the CTOs, CXOs, CISOs, and so forth. The tier two are the department heads, the heads of digital transformation leads, the heads of maintenance, directors, and so forth. And the third tier are the technical profiles, the data analysts, engineers, and so forth. So that's the leadership that you'll be meeting from the manufacturing Saudi manufacturing sector who will be attending this event. To explain to you just in brief what MODON does, they are the regulators of the industrial zones across the kingdom, and therefore the manufacturers are the tenants. So effectively, this event is for the MODON's tenants, the manufacturers that will be invited to this event. So that's why it's quite curated, and it's not open for public for anyone from the public to attend it. Now, when we bring this entire ecosystem to Riyadh over a period of 3 days, the last thing I want to do is that we invite them for them to walk the corridors of the exhibition. On the contrary, we're building a robust, very multifaceted programs that will optimize the engagements of these international stakeholders with the Saudi counterparts, and other way around as well. When I talk about these stakeholders, I'm talking to, I'm certainly mean you as well. Should Saudi be a relevant market for your business? So in this presentation, I'll touch on what are these programs that we are currently building, for you to be fully informed and make an informed decision on how you can leverage these programs to showcase your technology, showcase your expertise, your thought leadership to your targeted audience in Saudi Arabia. There's a big focus on these advanced technologies listed in here that is very much aligned with the digital transformation priorities in manufacturing and logistics sectors. AI is a cornerstone of this event. So one of the things we do in Dubai, AI, everything's a huge expo. So we're incorporating some of the AI programs in the manufacturing as well across different stages. To give you an idea how the layout looks like, this is a 3D render of the venue. And if any of you are familiar with Riyadh, you might be familiar with Riyadh front, the venue. So here what I'm trying to illustrate are these different features that are embedded in the exhibition for that very purpose, to optimize the engagements between all of the visitors and participants at this event. This includes the main stage. I'll talk to you a little bit more about what happens at this stage, the industry stage, roundtable, very thematic roundtable discussions, workshops, the executive boardroom briefings, connections and investors lounges for B2B meetings with potential investors if you are a startup looking to raise some funds, or your your corporate buyers to have one-on-one meetings with them. We can support you with that as well. There's an entire area dedicated to startups as well. So what happens on the main stage? There's a focus on two main pillars. One is the Saudi National Industrial Strategy and Policy Enablement. Another one is really featuring the technologies and the innovation leadership as well. So across all stages, the themes on day 1, day 2, day 3 are shared similar themes. These are for day 1 is digitalization, manufacturing, industry 4.0. Day 2 is all about sustainable manufacturing and supply chains. Sustainability is a very big topic globally, but certainly in Saudi Arabia as well. And day 3 is on the future of logistics and autonomous operation. These are the tracks that we're currently developing in a configuration of keynotes and panel discussions and so forth. And you can see a very fine balanced topics on these regulations and policies, as well as featuring the technologies like cybersecurity in manufacturing, digital twin and real-time optimization, 5G and private networks, and adaptation of AI, IoT, and integration in manufacturing, and so forth. So it's a very fine coverage of these three themes, touching on the regulations and policies, as well as showcasing the technologies too. In the programs that we're also building, now that the Ministry of Industries and Minerals is being involved in this event, they will be featuring some of the policies, the investments, projects and timelines in 2026. So therefore, we're incorporating also government and projects investment forum, where these government projects and investments and policies will be showcased, as well as there will be a spotlight on the industrial projects, including the new factories, new industrial parks, public-private partnership opportunities, the investments required, the technology and solutions that the manufacturers are after, and so forth. And also part of this forum, we want to optimize engagements between the industries and the governments through these dialogues, whether they are ministerials, fireside chats, or CEOs roundtables, or one-on-one matchmakings between the global exhibitors and the Saudi government officials and investors as well. The other stage is the industry stage. Industry stage is less strategic, more technical. So this is an opportunity where solution providers can hold tech talks, technical presentations, case studies, use cases, live technology demos to your targeted Saudi audience. This is not, the attendance is not in hundreds, it's quite intimate, it's between 25 to 30, 35 people in the audience, but they are very targeted profiles that are relevant to you, with the themes that are focusing on these 9 key Saudi industry verticals listed in here. Outside of oil and gas, food manufacturing is one of the biggest manufacturing verticals in Saudi Arabia. So we are incorporating a session to align with the big investments and the efforts in digitalization of manufacturing vertical in Saudi Arabia. We're incorporating a program with the similar themes on day 1, day 2, day 3 on digitalization in Saudi food manufacturing, the sustainability in manufacturing supply chain, and future of logistics autonomous operations. But the tracks are very much food manufacturing quite focused. And also another track is all about the digitalization of supply chain and logistics. Manufacturing and supply chains, they go hand in hand, right? So similarly, these are the tracks we're currently building, which you can certainly, if you have the right solutions relevant for the Saudi manufacturing or the supply chain logistics sectors, you can leverage to be part of the programs as well. And the last stage is the Elevate stage. This is for startups, exclusively for startups, where they can showcase their innovations relevant for digitalization and manufacturing and logistics sectors. And also the startups can join our programs, the investors program, the concierge B2B meeting programs, pitch competitions, and also interactions with other enterprises and how they can embed some of their innovative technologies with the enterprises solutions and so forth. Outside of the stages, we have also created these numerous features, again, with a purpose, 2 main purposes. One is to optimize your engagements with your Saudi targeted audience. And on the other hand, is also to optimize the Saudi manufacturers and and the logistics leadership, with the international experts that are hosting this event in the capacity of thematic roundtable discussions, WAM Academy on supporting the upskilling or reskilling of the Saudi workforce, workshops and master classes, the executive connections lounges, and so forth. I will rush. I think my time is up just to show you how this looks like on a technical floor plan. This is the main stage, the industry stages where these topics will be presented that I explained to you earlier. The startup area, connections and investors lounge, and we can talk to
And
Nisreen a little
ours?
bit more detail.
Show ours. Where is ours?
Yeah, it's right here. But I want to show you
Yeah.
this is also an important program that we customized with BVMW upon your joining on the activation. So you're not coming to exhibit. I want to be very clear. Physically, you'll be exhibiting there, but that's not what you're signing up for. What you're signing up is to this robust program that it'll keep you busy over a period of 3 days. Day one, the B2B meetings arrangements that we will support in arranging for you. Day two, maybe being part of this panel discussion or that tech talk or that roundtable session and so forth. So this is a program that we're building where you'll be part of the BVMW pavilion. We are, in fact, dedicating a session on one of the industry stages for innovations from Europe, relevant for manufacturing sector, with the support of BVMW crew in curating that session where you can be part of the dialogue there and showcase your technologies and your expertise to your targeted Saudi audience. And then following your presentations, we want to support you with one-on-one meetings with your relevant Saudi profiles for manufacturing and logistics sectors as well. So this is the program, what's happening in this event to make sure that it was worthwhile you jumping on a plane to come to Riyadh and engage your Saudi market with a big assumption that Saudi Arabia is of a market of an interest to your business. I will pause here and hand over to Nisreen, and I don't know what's the dynamic. If you want me to take any questions now, or perhaps at the end, happy to support.
Let's have it in the end because Rakan. Let's give Mr. Rakan and also Mr. Eckhart and myself the chance to talk, and then we will take all the questions for you. If you like to stay, of course, we will be very happy to have you more than 45 minutes. I would like now to give the floor to Mr. Rakan. He will explain to us what the Ministry of Investment, what the programs for companies, foreign companies from the Ministry of Investment, their ecosystem, but as well, he will speak also about the business opportunities in Saudi Arabia. He is he's bilingual, he speaks fluent German and also Arabic and English. So go ahead, please, Rakan.
Thank you so much, Nisreen, and thank you to the BVMW for giving me the opportunity today to build on what Tamer was elaborating on. I'd like to set the stage a little bit in regards to Saudi Arabia in general, Vision 2030, where we're coming from, where we strive to go, and what we've achieved so far. Saudi Arabia is, since 2016, developing and changing drastically. It's offering many opportunities in all different fields, especially when it comes to Germany. One of the focuses that we're setting is the German Mittelstand, the small and medium entities in Germany, that we know are the backbone of the German economy. They're technology drivers, innovators, and they're the kind of companies that we want to enable to have a stronger footprint here in Saudi Arabia. So before I get into that, I just want to tell you a little bit about Saudi Arabia in general. I hope my screen is visible and clear. So Saudi Arabia is the biggest economy in the GCC, and we are a very diverse country geographically as well as economically. And there are the opportunities that are offered with the mega and giga projects, of course, on a very big scale in a multitude of areas. But there's also the general transformation of the Saudi economy, diversifying the economy into many different fields, going away from an oil-driven economy, going into a more diverse sectorial um, aspect where I believe that there are lots of opportunities, especially for these small and medium entities, to be a good part in this ecosystem. I'd like to say a few words. I don't want to go into too much details, but essentially, Vision 2030 essentially has been launched by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince in 2016. It's built on three main pillars: a vibrant society, a thriving economy, and an ambitious nation. Under each of those pillars, we have identified certain KPIs and certain enablers that we are going by. This helps us as a government, of course, as well, to stay on target and to make sure that we evaluate on a regular basis if we are enabling the ecosystem on the same path that it's actually meant to be, if we are attractive enough for international companies to enter into the Saudi market and to contribute and benefit, of course, from all of the developments that are happening. Under Vision 2030, we have so-called vision realization programs. These programs are within a variety of different ministries, authorities, and other stakeholders, where we focus with these programs onto achieving our Vision 2030 targets. For us as a Ministry of Investment, for instance, we have the National Investment Strategy and a couple of other programs. Within this, I'd like to highlight that the National Investment Strategy has 4 pillars. We're looking at investment opportunities, identifying clear and accessible investment opportunities. We're looking at the investor themselves, enabling them, financing, giving them the right support from our side of the teams within the ministry. We, for instance, have 15 different sectors within the ministry, ranging from healthcare over education, entrepreneurship, chemicals, energy, with relevant subsectors under those as well, going into renewable energy and other aspects. And those are the subject matter experts with the stakeholder connections here in Saudi Arabia that can help companies evaluate their investment and their business activities and opportunities here in the kingdom. In addition to that, of course, we can also link to the required funding possibilities and the investor guide that we have within the ministry as well, whatever is necessary for international companies to enter the market, to establish their presence here and have a stronger footprint in Saudi Arabia. And we're aware, of course, that on a global scale, there's a large competition when it comes to FDI. So we have the privilege of also looking at the outbound investment, so the ODI, and we have the mandate to look at the investment competitiveness on a global scale and enable and ensure that international companies have the best possible fit and the best possible opportunities in Saudi Arabia. The investment ecosystem, as I said, I don't want to go into too much details, but we're covered by a resilient and robust economy in Saudi Arabia, being among the top rated when it comes to economic growth over the past years. We've recovered very quickly after COVID-19, and we are also backed by a resilient and robust banking sector with a huge growth when it comes to the capital market. The financial services sector in general is currently developing very interestingly in Saudi Arabia. There's exciting opportunities here as well. And we're looking to become a hub when it comes to entrepreneurship, and of course, also when it comes to financial services and the regional presence of companies here in the GCC. Again, just a quick one, the international ratings of the Saudi economy, of course, has been very positive over the past years, making Saudi Arabia a reliable partner and a reliable country to consider for your business growth. In addition to that, we are at a global crossroads. So Saudi Arabia is positioned like the UAE as well and the GCC within 4 hours reach of over 50 of the fastest growing economies in the world, and is at the heart of Europe, Asia, and Africa. We have a very large, young, growing population, with over 60% of the population here in the kingdom being under the age of 35. Saudi Arabia is also interconnected very well. We have 29 airports across the kingdom and 10 seaports. All of those are being developed very quickly these days as well. Not only offering opportunities, of course, in those areas themselves, but also offering opportunities to companies considering Saudi as an export or export hub, basically. We have a lot of incentives when it comes to companies setting up their businesses in Saudi Arabia, catering to the world from here, including the Saudi Exim Bank and Saudi Made, with a lot of possibilities that are combined with that. We have a clear commitment with all of this, and this is a point I like to highlight very much, especially in Germany. We have a clear commitment to sustainability. Saudi Arabia has a target to achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. And we have initiatives that include proactive as well as integrated programs when it comes to reducing the carbon footprint with the projects and the developments that we have here in Saudi Arabia. Now towards the end of my presentation, I'd like to just get to how we as a ministry and as a government here in the kingdom, we support private entities in establishing their presence and evaluating their opportunities. One of the big things we have developed is the special economic zones or free zones that we have across the kingdom. They're focused on certain areas and certain fields. We've got logistics zones, we have industrial zones and others. These give you the opportunity as a company to be within the network of your field of interest, but also they give a variety of additional incentives, which are mostly on a case-to-case basis. And my colleagues and I will be happy to support companies in evaluating those. We also have launched, not sure if the screen, yes. We also have launched a program called the Global Supply Chain Resilience Program. Here we're looking at lectures and lessons we've learned from COVID-19 with supply chain challenges that companies have had globally. And here in Saudi Arabia, we want to enable international companies to diversify their supply chains, have a stronger footprint here in Saudi Arabia, also giving alternatives to other manufacturing sites. And also this is linked to a variety of incentives where we're looking at companies in crucial and essential production areas and how we can support those companies in being successful in their setup here in Saudi Arabia. When it comes to Germany, of course, specifically, but Europe also, or on a global scale, we are interested in a lot of different fields. So I think the opportunities that we can offer here in Saudi range from agriculture, food processing, to energy and chemicals. And all of these are fields where specifically German SMEs, Mittelstand, have pioneers and have market leaders in their niche segment. And these are the ones that we now want to target. The big multinational corporations have been active in Saudi Arabia for a very long time, and we're very happy about that. But in diversifying the economic field here in the kingdom, the SMEs are the focus that we want to set, and these are the companies that we want to enable in being successful here in the kingdom. We've done as a ministry a lot of different aspects. I know I'm running probably over my time. I'll try to be quick now. We've done a lot of different things. One is enabling the ecosystem for international companies. So we're looking at the regulatory framework. 100% foreign ownership, for instance, is possible now for international companies without a local partner. Local partner, of course, is always good if they add value to your operational business, but it's not a requirement, neither in the special economic zones or free zones, nor in the base economy. So any international company in almost all sectors can set up their presence on their own. The licensing process has been made a lot more accessible, a lot faster, a lot easier. Requirements for international companies have been reduced when it comes to documentation, all of that. And what I like to highlight is that almost everything is online. So it's a very transparent, straightforward process. And wherever it's not necessarily straightforward for anyone because of any challenges, then my colleagues in the ministry are always happy to help. We have an investor care deputyship with a linked phone number and email address, and the colleagues are very responsive. So towards the end, the of course most interesting thing these days for many international companies when it comes to Saudi Arabia is all of the mega and giga projects that are being developed. This is what catches the eye these days. As I said, it's one part of what's going on in the kingdom, but of course it's a very prominent part. We have NEOM with the line and many other projects under NEOM, but we also have cultural heritage sites being developed, sports attractions. We will have the Asian Winter Olympics in Trojena within NEOM in 2029. We will be hosting the Expo 2030 in Saudi Arabia, and we will be hosting the World Cup, the Soccer World Cup in Saudi in 2034. So all of these are, of course, big events that we're very proud and very happy to be able to host here in the kingdom, and we very much look forward to having a big international presence of visitors here in Saudi Arabia for these events. Quick overview of the mega and giga projects I've mentioned. NEOM being one of the most prominent, but also the Red Sea, basically a recreational tourist attraction, reminding you of the Maldives. With the sports and entertainment hubs, Dir'iyya cultural hub, Al-Ula, by now many people have heard about, and many, many more. Dir'iyya, here very close to Riyadh, cultural heritage site. So all of these are attractions, I think, that go beyond just the business mindset, but also a cultural and a interesting thing to see here in Saudi Arabia. And for people who are curious about the kingdom, it's never been this easy to access and get a tourist visa and visit Saudi. As I mentioned before, the Expo 2030 and the Saudi World Cup, or the World Cup 2034. These are some of the big events that we're looking forward to. And now really coming to the end, how international companies can get more familiar with what's going on here in Saudi Arabia, how they can access the markets. We have an Investor Saudi website. It's an online portal that gives you not only the access to over thousands of opportunities that are clearly identified there in the different sectors. You can filter by your field, but also it links you to us as a Ministry of Investment. It links you to the different stakeholders. There's a investor journey handbook there as well. So there's guidelines basically for international companies, what they should expect when they want to enter the access the Saudi market. And also here you have some of the QR codes that give you direct access to this. And Nisreen, as you said, we're happy to share this presentation with anyone. It's publicly accessible. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rakan. It was very, very interesting. I also learned a lot of new things. And yes, I will share after the our presentation, our webinar. I will share all the presentations of all four speakers. So don't worry about that. So thank you so much, Rakan. I'm gonna now go to the Grow SME hall that we have prepared together with WAM Saudi, with my colleague Tamer, to present a very cost-effective and very comprehensive program for SMEs to enter the Saudi market with very, very little investment, but also we have with 11 of the 16 federal states in Germany a special program for you that I'm going to talk about in a second. It's going to be very beneficial for you because there are grants that we can give as a union to you. I'm gonna now jump into my presentation and tell you how you can benefit from our Grow SME hall as an SME and how you can enter the Saudi market with very little investment, to just take a look at it in the first place, to get to know business partners, but also to meet people from the ministries and from also some cultural program we have as well. Just allow me a second because I am, it's a little bit, yes. Can you see my screen? You can see my presentation?
No, ma'am.
No?
Not yet.
Okay. Now?
Now we can see.
All right, okay. So Grow SME at WAM Saudi. I will present to you these presentations along with a website that you can open and you can see all the packages and all the program, but also the agenda of our Grow SME hall. I'm gonna first of all start with our union. What is our union? Was BVMW ist Bundesverband für die mittelständische Wirtschaft, translated into English, the German Federal Association for Small and Medium-Sized Companies. This is the biggest association all over Germany with more than 30,000 members, 85 offices all over the world, and 250 national offices. If you scan the QR code, you can find more information, more detailed information about our union, what we are doing. We're a huge network. Our CEO, Mr. Alhaus, he is also at the same time the president of the European Entrepreneurs Network with more than 3 million SMEs, European SMEs as members. What do? We advocate within global governments, but also within the German government, the rights of SMEs. We are connecting SMEs worldwide. We are creating and finding business opportunities around the globe like this one. You can go to our website. I'm going to share it with you and connect with all my colleagues all around the world in the 85 offices. They're very happy to help you, not only in Saudi Arabia, but also all around the world. We have also, maybe you should also know that we have more than 2,000 events per year. So this is not our only event, this webinar, and maybe the other, the WAM Saudi Grow SME Hall, but this is really just 2 out of 2,000. So it's really worth it to go to the website and explore more what we are doing. So what are we? Who's Mina Business Consultancy Services? This is my company together with my the co-owner Kevin Steckel. We are representing with our company, because an individual cannot represent the union, just a company. We are representing BVMW Saudi Arabia. If you like to know more, you can scan this this QR code. At the moment, you won't find many much information because it's under maintenance, but in a couple of days, so you can just save the website address. In a couple of days you will you'll have more information. I'm going to send you also an update after 1 week when the website is ready again. We are representing the BVMW in KSA. We have an office in Riyadh. I can share, you can visit my colleagues at any time you like if you are in Riyadh. Next week, the Ministry of, I think, Investment will also visit us, a colleague of Rakan. We offer market access services such as office in office, company set up, financial advice for project and export loans, employee leasing, market intelligence reports, country comparison reports, due diligence, legal consultancy. We have, of course, a Saudi lawyer that is fully licensed, that is working with us, but also digital marketing if you like to market your product more. The Grow SME Hall, please scan this scan this code. I'm going to open it right now from my side, but you can also scan the code and you will go to the website. I hope you you could do it in this short time. Yeah, give me just a second. I'm going to switch now to the WAM Saudi. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna best is to share the whole screen, maybe. That's much easier. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So this is how the Grow SME Hall will look like. Although we have, I must say that we didn't do much of advertising, and we have already sold 16 booths out of these 24 that are available. And since it was changed the date to February, so it might be even bigger than we expected, because it's already like more than half. At 24 is like 16, 2/3 are booked already. We have in the package, we have a small booth, because really we wanted to do something not very expensive, but very cost effective and comprehensive for you to enter just the market and present yourself. Because as I said, there will be 25,000 new factories built and more than $1 trillion invested, 25,000 factories. You know that you can be suppliers of these factories, but you can also, of course, like open your own factory with Mudun and so on. We have talked about it previously, but supplying, like German SMEs are very strong in being suppliers of the larger factories and larger manufacturers. So we have done this comprehensive hall with 3 square meters. You have inside this package the booth. We will support you with the visa and coordination. We have a very 50% discounts on hotels with breakfast. We will pick you up from the airport. We will pick you up from the hotel to the venue, daily transfers, hotel and venue, the exhibition venue, then appointments with ministries on the last day. I'm going to present to you in a second the agenda quickly. We have also a translation service. There are 2 people to translate us in our hall waiting. If you have any issues with translation, we have Arabic English translators, interpreters as well there. So finger food and drinks, and then we have also a magazine that we will dedicate half page for each exhibitor, where they can also, it will be 1,000 copies will be distributed during this event, so that you have also after the event you have enough marketing for your product or service. We will also visit some cultural, we have a cultural sightseeing program. Then there's a curated B2B 5 weeks before the events start. WAM Saudi will give us a dedicated concierge service for our exhibitors, and they will look and book B2B meetings for us. But also there is an app where you can in advance have a look and take a look on what people could be a potential business partner for you, and you can in advance also, you have this second opportunity also to meet business partners. Now let's have a look at the agenda. Yes, the agenda is we're gonna pick on the 14th, it will start. We will pick you up from the airport, drop you off at the hotel. The next day we will pick you up again, go together to WAM Saudi, and then in the evening we will visit the historic site of Daraya. Rakan spoke briefly about it. The second day will be the 16th, pick up from the hotel, and then also go to WAM Saudi. We will have a sightseeing and shopping in Riyadh. On the last day, the same program. We will have in the evening, in the morning, we will pick you up, and then we will go together to the exhibition, and then we will have a joint networking dinner in the evening to also give you the chance to know each other better within the delegation. Then at the last day, we are in the stage of setting up appointments with the industrial cities. We would like to visit the city, the industrial sites, so it will not be the authority itself, not the offices, but really the industrial site. And there will be Ranchbeck, Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Investment. The last day is checkout. We will drop you off at the airport. Yeah, why attend? There are of course, some good reasons. Access one of the world's fastest growing industrial markets and engage directly with government. This is a comprehensive program. You don't have to take care about anything. You just have your luggage with you, and then you come and then you present your product, and you can fully 100% focus on B2B meetings and meeting government people. The other thing that we have for you, and Tamer spoke briefly about it, it's about the industry stage. We have two companies at the moment that will present the technology, that their innovations in technology at the industry stage. Two companies were selected. They are in deep tech. They are advancing manufacturing. And we are still looking for three more companies. So the faster, also this chance, we have 1 hour at the industry stage with a very big audience. You saw that our booth was very close to the industry stage, where you can have the chance to present again, to present your product or service. If you have any other ideas on how you can present it, yes, 2 days ago I had a German machine maker. It was a very big company, to be honest, with 3,000 employees. They asked us if they can have a machine there, and they would like to do a workshop at our hall. This is also possible. They are booking a larger, I think 12 square meters they requested, and they're gonna have, this is also possible if you want to do this. But also you can also, there Taman Hall has also like some small rooms for presentations and for workshops. Let me go back to the presentation. Yes, so this is customizable. If you think 3 square meters is too small, we can make it larger, like 9 square meters, up to 24, right, Tamer? Is it correct? Up to 24, right?
Yes, 9,
Yeah.
12, 15, 16, 18,
Yeah.
21,
Yes.
24 square meters. Depends on the size that you need. How do you want
Yeah.
to be perceived in this event, etc.?
Exactly. Yes, yes. And we talked about it for Austrian and German companies. For Austrian companies, we have a grant of 1,000 euros For German companies, we could negotiate a grant of up to 80% of the total package. Our package is 5,200 euros around, but you will get up to 80% of the costs can be covered. We will help you applying for this grant, and I'm going to tell you which states these grants are valid for. This is Bavaria, NRW, Nordrhein-Westfalen, Hessen, Rheinland-Pfalz, Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, Brandenburg, Sachsen, Sachsen-Anhalt, Niedersachsen. Baden-Württemberg is only for startups and it's only up to 2,000 euros. And Thüringen. These grants are not available in Hamburg, Berlin, Saarland, Bremen, and Schleswig-Holstein. So all the others are. Well, what is the, there are some conditions, of course, you have to be, so if you're a very big company, they don't give you this grant, it's really for SMEs and startups. The conditions I will send you later on up to 250 employees and so on, and then a certain amount of turnover per year. Then you have to apply beforehand, book with us, and then you have to apply 3 months before the exhibition start. And after the event, you need to hand over a report with some picture and so on. Okay, so booking with us, as I said, delegation trips, site visits, access to financial tools and government contacts and everything is included. You can 100% focus on your B2B meetings and your business. We have discounted rates and grants, and we have access to a huge network that you can not only during this show, but later on through the European entrepreneurs, but also to our global network benefit from. If you have any questions, you can scan this code, ask me questions, send an email. I'm very happy to answer them. And this is everything from my side. If you have a question, we have a Q&A session after the last presentation. And yes, I would now like to learn about the financial support from the banks for German, Austrian, and Swiss SMEs. From Mr. Eckhard Kreuzburg. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. As we are already a little bit over time, I will try my best to do it as short as possible. As FIB, we are a very special and unique bank as we are only focused on areas of business where other banks don't look after, and in particular, financing exports with smaller volumes. Smaller volume is always question of definition. German banks are defining it less than 15 to 20 million. We have stepped in this market niche because the majority of single export transactions in the CapEx field definitely is below 10 million. And in particular, SME producers had a huge difficulty to find somebody accompanying their deliveries with financial services. That's what we are doing. And we are starting with a loan volume as low as 500,000 euros. What we are talking about is the so-named buyer credit, where we are directly giving a credit to a Saudi importer of goods manufactured in Germany. This credit always is covered by an export credit guarantee from the German ECA Euler Hermes. This is causing some, in general, requirements. For example, 15% down payment on the overall contract volume has to be done directly to the exporter. Repayment is in semi-annual installments in arrears, and as an exporter, you can offer a package of your piece of equipment and a suitable financing solution. The involved parties are a German exporter. We are on the way to cover Austria and Switzerland too. It will happen by end of the year. But today we only cover German exports. a bank that is lending and the export credit agency that is securing 95% of the loan. On an overall, this combination is bringing favorable financing terms to an importer and is supporting the exports, is creating more business than without the financing. So at the end of days, everybody is a winner in this game. To have a look on, in a nutshell, how are the relationships? You need a commercial contract between a German exporter and a Saudi importer. Then a credit has to be arranged. Finally, the loan will be disbursed directly to the exporter, and hopefully the loan will be repaid thereafter. The benefit for the exporter is no payment risk, no liquidity bound by selling on installments, etc. And on the buyer and importer side, it is no burdening of local bank clients, almost ever no additional collateral necessary, and attractive conditions of the loan. Put it together, what I already have said on the exporter's hand, offering a package, we quickly turn around in indicative term sheets. We have a digital solution, our exporter, where an exporter can register, key in some basic data. It will not take more than 10 minutes. And within 24 hours, he's getting back an individually designed term sheet for his client and his export business. And finally, full payment at delivery with no risk at all. On the importer side, tenor in average is 5 years. It's depending on the size of a loan. It can go up to 8.5 years. As said, no additional collateral typically. Local credit lines are not stressed or burdened. And if all documentation needed is on our desk, it will not take more than 3 to 4 weeks. What are the requirements? For sure, we have to do a credit risk assessment, which needs audited financials from the last years, interim financials if we are in the middle of a year right now. And we are always interested in what's the business model. We want to understand what our potential client is doing, how he is doing, what an investment will add to his company and his business. That's why we are looking for a business model description and forecast. Finally, we are concentrating on understanding that the loan will be repayable and that the piece of asset or the pieces of assets invested in are adding additional cash flow, not only to pay back the loan, but also to increase the financial strength of the company. In addition to financial analysis, we, by regulation and law, always have to do a compliance check, which is involving things like ownership structure, corporate documentation, identification of the natural persons acting for a potential borrower. We are used to do this all around the world, and that, in a nutshell, is what export financing from Frankfurt International Bank do mean. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kreuzburg. I think you should also mention that you are pretty much the only, as far as I know, the only bank in all over Germany that is doing small tickets, right?
We are the only bank that is doing this small transactions almost all over the world. We have one competitor who is doing it in a much more selective range, but we are, for example, the only one doing it into Saudi Arabia. That's true.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Then it's actually very fitting to SMEs, I think. So, yeah, it's great that everybody knows about this, so they can approach you. I'm going to share your presentation, your contact details later on.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you so much. If you would like to ask some questions, please ask it. The time is over. If you like to stay, I would be happy if you stayed and answer some questions with us. If you have to leave, then that's also okay because we are over time. If you have a question, I think, please raise your hand. I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I have a question from Genevieve in the chat. She's asking, I'm the representative in Canada of the BVMW. She's my colleague, yes. How do we know what the needs of the Saudi manufacturing sectors are? I'm looking forward to bringing Canadian companies to the event. Some are leaders in their sector and complementary to Germany. What type of support is included in the mission for the visa process? Visa is okay, we will answer that. The other one is maybe for Rakan or Tamer. So how do we know the needs of the Saudi manufacturing? Rakan, maybe you can answer that, I think.
Thank you so much. Yes, I think the first and maybe most comprehensive is the Invest Saudi website, where you can see a lot of the opportunities and developments that are happening in Saudi in regards to this. In addition, of course, if you have a look at the Ministry of Industry and Mineral Resources website, that's also an aspect where you can find a lot of the developments that are happening. I think what is interesting in general is when you look at Saudi Arabia right now, we have 3 EV OEMs that are being established here in the kingdom, from Seer, Lucid, Hyundai, with a very big manufacturing target that we have over the years. And we're looking, for instance, at the automotive supply chain. We have big opportunities there that we want to localize and incentivize the localization of the automotive supply chain. Aside of that, industrial diversification is a crucial aspect. Industry 4.0. These are very important topics for us these days. So if you have, Genevieve, any specific things that you're looking at, it's also my colleagues at the ministry and in the advanced manufacturing sector can also support with that.
Yes,
You're muted,
please.
though. Yeah, okay.
Thank you, because I know all these websites, and just at looking the presentation, I see that there's various sectors, and that's why I asked specifically the question to have more precise cue to tell the companies I will be approaching within the next months. So I've been doing this before. It's like Algeria in the years 2010, where there were big government programs. So it's everything, but there's always more specific things that we will like to be targeting. So I will start looking more in details at the website, and it is with you that I will liaise if I have more specific question, and you would refer me, or through Nisrin. How will it be?
Nisreen can gladly connect us, and I would refer you to either my colleagues in the industrial sector or my colleagues that are responsible for Canada, since I'm covering Central and Eastern Europe mostly. So Canada, unfortunately, is not part of my countries, but I'll connect you within the colleagues within the ministry to the colleagues.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So then there is another question. Yeah, I really listening. Okay, she's asking about aggressive digitization from Saudi. What steps will? Do you want, maybe Mrs. Frida, do you want to ask the question, because I'm not. Can you? Would you like to ask the question maybe directly?
Hello.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So I really listening about an aggressive digitalization from Saudi. So what step we're trying to do to maintain that digitalization for technical floor? Thank you.
Rakan, this is maybe,
So yeah.
yeah.
Maybe also here I can say a few words. So digitalization in general, of course, I just mentioned Industry 4.0 is an important topic for us. And I think it's on a global scale an important topic. We are quite lucky here in Saudi to have a good ecosystem when it comes to that. So when we're looking at digitization in the healthcare sector, for instance, we have a variety of programs that directly link individuals with their healthcare suppliers and the networks. In industrial areas, of course, it's also a crucial aspect. So we also look at accelerators and enablers when it comes to innovation in the digital sphere as well. So there is a lot of different programs. It really comes down to what your specific field is, because digitalization in general goes into a lot of different areas. So the question for me would be in that point, what is your context for that? And then basically we can guide you in the right direction.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Eckhart, no, there is no question to you. I guess just 1 second, Mr. Rifat, what is your question, please? Because I saw that you are raising your hand. And to whom is it? Because Mr. Eckhart said that he has another appointment. If it's not to Mr. Eckhart to the bank, then we can like.
Thank you, Ms. Nasreen. I'm
Yes.
Rifat from Pakistan. I am an investment consultant. Previously, I worked with the Investment Promotion Agency of Pakistan. Excellent presentations by Ms. Nasreen, Mr. Eckert, Tamer, and Mr. Rakan. My question is to Mr. Rakan. Ms. Nasreen, in her presentation, talked about different packages and it's subsidizing by the state governments, different state governments in Germany. German investors are a bit affluent. They can afford even $4,000 or $5,000. But for countries like Pakistan or India or Sri Lanka, that means South Asian countries, because this investment conference is going to promote investment in Saudi Arabia. My question is to Mr. Khan, if they are also going to subsidize some packages for people who want to participate, who want to attend this conference. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, currently, I believe there's no specific plans in subsidizing anything for this conference in general, but it's worthwhile having a look at that. What we do usually is we do have incentives in different areas, especially when it's about in industries and companies that have a certain added value to the Saudi economy. And then we have some off-the-shelf incentives, and we have customized incentives when it comes down to my colleagues in the ministry going through the business plan with the company, looking at where the challenges are, be it cost of energy, land, or other aspects. We also have a general thing that we're developing currently for German SMEs, which will then hopefully be applicable for others as well, where we're looking at increasing the ease of market entry for German SMEs, reducing licensing costs, for instance, offering things like short office spaces and other aspects that will help. So this is on a more general, on a broader scale. For the event itself, currently, maybe Nasreen, this is something we should discuss. We currently have no plans to subsidize anything here.
Yeah, I
Thank you
can
for the
tell you.
question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Rakan, I can tell you that maybe Mr. Rifat is referring, last year we went to Qatar and the Qatari government was also subsidizing the startups. So I think this is why Mr. Rifat, he's asking, because they were participating as well, Mr. Rifat, with a few companies, very interesting. That's why he's asking for that, I think. So yeah, and I think they also found some investors, as far as I understand. There were a lot of companies that came with really innovative. I think more than 100 companies applied, or 200 even, startups, and only 24 were selected then after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it
Nasreen,
comes to that, I'm sure there is possibilities, yes.
Yeah, okay. And then the last question, if you don't mind, I would also, because the other people have to leave, this is really the last question that I would like to take. This is from Paya. Paya, if you like, you can ask yourself. Please ask. Yes.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Nice to meet everyone. My name is Poya. I'm the CEO and founder of Sirocco Renewable Energy. So we're a development company, and we actually partner with various manufacturers that we bring into regions as obviously inverter, panel, turbine manufacturers and suppliers. In the WAM event, Mr. Tamer, there was no specific industry mention of renewable energy. I was wondering if we could have a dedicated section or theme in relation to renewable energy. I could raise interest with our manufacturers. We have the likes of AE Solar, potentially Siemens that we could bring over, Enercon wind manufacturers, and your likes of Huawei's and ICO Solar as well.
Thank you for this point. I read your question and I wanted to interject with my answer. It's a very good question and a good proposition as well. There is some of the programs that we are building also looks into the renewable energy and new energy as well. So the nicest thing about us speaking to each other right now is the fact that right now is when we are building the program. So it's a really good opportunity for us to together mold and shape the agenda as we are developing it, opposed to at later stage when it's already built and desktoped. So so Paya, in your case as an example, I will be more than happy to have one-on-one conversation with yourself, but also with the others in a group in here to understand a little bit more about your business and what are your key priorities and objectives and in Saudi market, and then we can customize your participation in this event accordingly. Certainly, you can be part of the BVMW's delegations, but furthermore, if there is a particular topic, like for example renewable energy, that you think it would be you can contribute to the agenda, and that will sort of support you with accelerating your building relationships or strengthening your relationships with the Saudi manufacturers, etc. And these are the people you want them to be in the audience, listen to your talk. Let's discuss this. I'm open for it. But now when we are building the program, so I have the flexibility to influence the head of programming in terms of the shaping the agenda at the moment when we are putting it all together. So let's connect one-on-one and invite the others as well. One of the key things is really important is the more I understand about your businesses, the more I will be able to support you with your needs. So I don't want it to be off the shelf, come to the event and just sit there at your booth, wait for someone to come and talk to you. On the contrary, I really want to know as much as possible about your business. Who do you want to meet? Who do you want to present with? With whom we can put you in front of, and etc. Maybe you can even come back to me with some random challenge, which is, look, we are a German company or we are a UK company. We have never been to Saudi. Nobody knows our brand. Valid point. Yeah. How can we help you? Even before the event, how can we help you with your brand establishment in Saudi market and brand recognition, profiling your company, and etc. So I'm happy to support you with an assumption that Saudi is in the market of an interest. How can you penetrate that market? Let's discuss.
Very good. No, that's much appreciated, because the point that Mr. Rakan mentioned rightly is the Red Sea project. That was actually heavily focused on renewable energy. And Mr. Rakan can confirm this. It's actually fully provided by a 24-hour power system, fully by solar panels, BES systems, and all these advancements. Any region that experiences it, you need the energy, it's the development, it's the critical infrastructure to enable all of these industries to come in. So yeah, I think a dedicated renewable energy section or theme or agenda in the program would be much advantageous. And we'd be more than happy to support you in bringing other companies involved and giving speeches and aligning the agenda for you.
Yeah, let's have a chat, Paya. Nasreen, if we can connect us, it will be really good to have that exchange.
Very good, buddy.
Thank you. You're on mute, Nasreen. You are on mute.
Okay, so I would like, thank you very much to all the speakers. Thank you very much to all the companies that have joined our webinar. have shown interest. We have still 8 booths. If you like to book it with us, we are open to it. And as Tamer said, we are also open to any ideas. If you want to present your product or goods in a very specific format, we are very open to it. Tamer also said he's ready to cooperate on that. So yeah. So if you have any questions, I'm going to share the presentations, the contact details of all the speakers. And would like to stay with you in touch and would like to see you in Saudi Arabia. And again, thank you very much, Rakan, Tamer, Mr. Kreutzburg, and all the companies that have joined us today. Thank you and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Nasreen, as well.
Take care, buddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.